86% of people say they join a loyalty program, but only 36% actually do. That 50-point gap isn't about discounts. It's because you go silent between visits. By the end of this video, you'll have a contact capture system and a weekly communication engine that fills your slow days and turns one-time guests into regulars who keep coming back. The silent gap. Many business owners get this backwards all the time. They see people not coming back and they assume the fix is a bigger discount or a better reward. Look at the numbers though. Square surveyed consumers and found that 86% would join a restaurant loyalty program, but only 36% follow through and actually participate. That's a 50-point gap between interest and action and has nothing to do with price. Reason number 1 for that huge drop off: friction. Reason number 2, little to no follow-up. You go silent between visits. That's the real mistake, and it shows up in 3 ways. You don't capture contact info at every transaction. A customer walks out without signing up for your loyalty program, and the relationship resets to 0. You can't reach them, can't remind them, can't even tell them about some new dish you just put on the menu. They're just gone. You only reach out when you're desperate. A boosted Instagram ad on a slow Tuesday, a happy hour special thrown on Facebook. And who shows up? Deal hunters. People who came for the price cut, not for you. They don't come back and the traffic disappears by Wednesday. The one that really gets me though is this. You measure loyalty by signups instead of second visits. You count how many people join the program and feel good about the number. The metric you need to look closely at is how many of those people came back within 30 days. How many people came back within 90 days. Those numbers tell you whether your program is actually working. Signups alone won't give you that answer. And there's something else owners almost never see. Silence between visits doesn't just cost you customers. It compounds into a labor and forecasting nightmare. What silence costs you. The no-show problem and the staffing problem feed each other. You forecast covers for Tuesday. You staff for a full house and 20% of your reservations don't show. Now you're paying for a full house of labor while the room sits 40% full. One restaurant owner tracked this on Reddit and the numbers made them sick. Valentine's weekend, 11 no-shows out of 47 reservations. They turned away walk-ins to hold those tables. So they started sending messages to their guests. Confirmation messages 48 and 24 hours before a reservation. Reply yes to confirm. That was the whole ask. No reply meant a phone call. No-show rate dropped from 23% to 8%. For slow days, they sent a short message every Monday evening to their customer list. Something like, slow week ahead? Tuesday, we're running this special. Bar is half off till 8. 200 contacts got that first message, and 38 people came in that Tuesday. More than their usual Tuesday total. 3 months later, Tuesday became their 3rd busiest day of the week. Flip the math around and it gets even clearer. Acquiring a new customer in casual dining can be expensive. And in some cases, some restaurants are spending over $1,000 to acquire a single new customer. Research shows that an existing customer often spends up to 67% more per visit than a first timer. You're spending top dollar to bring people in the front door while your most profitable customers walk out the back. You need a system that makes communication automatic and profitable, not more effort and not more ads. And I'll give you that system right now. The Loyalty Communication Engine. 3 parts: capture, communicate, track. Each one builds on the one before it. Part 1, capture. If sign up takes a download, an account setup, and a 12 special character password, you've already lost because nobody wants another login or another app to manage. A restaurant owner on Reddit nailed it when they said the best loyalty programs are literally just scan this QR code, points automatically track, done. Friction kills participation. That 50-point drop-off we mentioned earlier is friction. Your rule is simple. Every transaction has a QR code moment. Register, receipt, table 10. Scan for VIP points, no account, 10 seconds. That's all. The list builds week by week, and every new name is a person you can now reach. But a list you never talk to is just a spreadsheet. The real engine turns on when you start communicating every single week. Part 2, the weekly VIP reason to return. Most promos fail because they sound like begging. Please come on Tuesday, we're empty, 10% off. Then next week, 15% off. Then the following week, 20% off. That repels people. What works instead is a habit loop. The cue is your weekly message arriving at the same time, same day. The routine is the customer deciding to visit. The reward is VIP only value. The 4-line template goes like this. Line 1, a specific trigger. It's Thursday. Line 2, VIP only value. Complimentary appetizer with any entree. Not free, complimentary. There's a real difference in how that word lands. Line 3, deadline. This weekend only. Line 4, simple call to action. For VIPs only, don't forget to show your loyalty card. One message, same day, same time, every week. If you're using a tool like the Little Tot app, a push notification is an exceptional way to do this. One restaurant chain tracked their revenue directly tied to messages sent and found it contributed 10 to 20% of total monthly sales. Not from one big campaign, from consistent weekly messages to their VIP list. That's how you replace random slow day panic with a predictable rhythm. You're not begging, you're giving your VIPs a reason week after week after week until coming back becomes automatic, becomes a routine. But none of that matters if you can't tell whether it's actually working. Which brings us to the number most owners never track. Part 3, track the number that matters. Signups are vanity. Second and third visits are what matter. You can't improve what you don't measure, and too many owners are measuring the wrong things. Your North Star metric is 90-day visit frequency. How many times does a customer come back within 90 days? That number reveals whether the communication engine is running or just idling. Track 90-day frequency alongside 30-day repeat purchase rate. When someone hasn't visited in 60 days, that's your win-back trigger. Send them a personal message. Loyalty program members visit 20% more often and spend 20% more per check than non-members, according to the research. But you only see those results if you're tracking whether people actually come back. If someone joins a program and you never see them again, did the program work? Of course not. 90-day frequency is the scorecard that tells you the truth. It shows you whether your weekly messages are changing behavior or just hitting air. The 7-day installation plan. Here's how you're going to put this in place starting tomorrow. Day 1, put a QR code at every payment point. Counter, receipt, table, bathroom. Anyone paying you should see that code. Day 2, write 3 weekly VIP offers. Bonus points on a specific item. A complimentary add-on when they order an entree. A limited drop, something only available that week. Day 3, schedule the weekly send. Pick a day and time and stick with it every single week. Consistency is what builds a habit loop, not creativity. Days 4 through 7, train your staff on 1 sentence. Scan for VIP points, no account needed, 10 seconds. That's not a pitch or whole routine, just 1 sentence. The restaurant owner who built their list with the QR code at the table said it was worth every week of patience. The list grows every day, and once it's there, you own the relationship. Your goal for the first 90 days is not just more signups. Your goal is more second visits. Watch that 90-day visit count climb. Remember, discounts don't create loyalty. A weekly reason to come back does. If you want the exact plays, grab the complimentary guide I created for you. 5 loyalty strategies to generate cash flow fast. Link is in the description below. Now that you've closed the silent gap and built your communication engine, you've solved the biggest hurdle to loyalty. But even with a great list, most owners still struggle with one specific problem. Those ghost town Mondays and Tuesdays where the staff is standing around and the kitchen silent. There's a specific seat filling system that turns your VIP list into a predictable weekday revenue machine without ever touching a discount button. And you can discover exactly how to implement that in your restaurant by watching this video right over here.